Greetings and salutations, everybody. This is Because Why Not with Chris and Kevin on another glorious day.
It is
Hello,
another
sir.
glorious day. Hello, Christopher. How are you, sir?
I am okay. I've had a few days off, so I feel like a normal human being now.
What a good feeling that is, right?
Yeah, I mean, as normal as I can be. I'm pretty fucking weird. So
Well, yeah, yeah. We actually took Thursday, Friday off.
nice,
So yeah, so nice 4 day weekend. Very, very relaxed. Very happy about it. Um,
nice.
yeah, we had our anniversary, so we were thinking about like getting out of town for a little bit, but then
Yeah.
with everything, we're like, let's just take some days off and just relax and enjoy
Staycations can be
our
nice, especially like if you go like to a restaurant you haven't been to, or go for a walk in a park you've never been. You can always find something new in your town, especially since you guys have only been there for what, 2 or 3 years at this point.
yeah
There's,
3 years.
yeah, there's still some. I mean, I've lived in my city for not that for 10, 12. How old is my daughter? 12. So for 12 years, and there's still stuff I've never been to, restaurants I've never eaten at. So I mean, there's there's always new things to find in your town.
Yeah, I went to this pizza place yesterday, and it was
Like
delicious.
your face.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Hi.
it's great. I have my designated driver always right now.
I'm sure she loves that, and she loves it every time you say that. I'm sure.
Well, it was her idea. She's like, you can have some beer if you want. That way, I can drive home. You know, she cares. But I'm
Yeah,
on my last
I
month of
feel it.
drinking.
I feel
I,
it.
I think probably the end of May, I won't drink anymore in case we ever have to go to the hospital. I need to be capable of driving. So
Imagine like we got to take an Uber. Why? Because I'm fucking smashed.
yeah. uh, so we're gonna Uber this. Hopefully they don't have a cleaning fee. That was the other thing
uh,
too. It's like I don't. Do you ever use Airbnbs?
no, I haven't. I was thinking about doing that for my birthday though this year.
Yeah. So because that's what we usually use that when we travel because it's kind of nice, just whatever. But I think because of COVID and just like all the one, I think people aren't using them as much, maybe more so now than at the beginning. But like the cleaning fees are just insane.
Really?
Yeah, like we were looking at places like a little bit north. I was like, you can find them for like $50, $60 a night. And it's like, okay, cool, 3 nights, about $150. And then all of a sudden, with cleaning fees, like $400 for the
What?
week.
So the cleaning fee could be more than the
Oh, dude,
actual.
some of them are insane. You're like, what are you actually deep cleaning, or you're just charging extra because
You
you
can.
can? Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Try
Yeah, so
all
it's
of
like
column
extra.
B.
Dang.
I'm in
But
the mood to help you, dude. You ain't never had a friend like me.
oh, look at you.
What now? Wow, wow. It's never enough, never a bad time for Aladdin.
Any Disney, really.
I mean, you know, it's funny. I don't really. I think we've had this conversation before, but I don't really like the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I don't. I don't.
I mean, I like the songs. But no, I don't. I only like Part of Your World. Really, all the other songs are just kind of. The movie's just kind of mad to me. I think one of the more underrated ones also is Tangled. Tangled is really good.
Is it? Never seen it.
Watch it. You'll enjoy it.
All
Watch it
right,
today.
I might. I probably won't, but
I know it's okay,
I might.
Jobin.
I could try, and I'll put it on my list of things to watch. I'll probably end up just rewatching some show that I've watched a million times.
That's what I used to do when Office was on Netflix. I'd go through Netflix, Prime Video, HBO Max, Disney Plus, and Hulu, not pick anything, spend 45 minutes, and then put on an uncomfortable episode of The Office.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what streaming's for. You have all these unlimited platforms, and yet
Uh-huh.
you choose the same five shows over and
Uh-huh.
over again.
But also, I did. I don't know if you know this about me, but I used to really be into wrestling.
I did know that. I don't know
It,
why.
so actually, 2 weeks ago on Sunday was WrestleMania. So they don't do pay-per-views anymore, at least not in the United States.
Mm,
You watch it on their app.
okay.
Previously previously you would watch the app on the WWE network,
Okay.
but they switched to Peacock.
Oh,
So it was how me and Gloria do it is when we go to sleep, we watch a different show at night and we cycle through like 5 or 6 shows. Currently, it came up upon Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec is
nice.
only on Peacock now, so it kind of coincided with wanting to watch this pay per view and watching Parks and Rec. So I'm paying for it for a month. I probably will cancel it because it's just another streaming service that I'll very rarely watch. But I always
Yeah.
forget how funny Parks and Rec is.
I love Parks and Rec. That's
I,
one thing. Like, I got excited for Peacock when I first started seeing previews for it, and they're like, "All these shows for free. Like, join Peacock. It's great. It's a new thing." And then like I downloaded it, and I was like, "All the free stuff is terrible." Like all the
yep.
stuff that I actually want, like that they were showing, I was like, "Oh, cool! I can actually finally watch that." And I would search for it, and it's like buy premium. It's like, nope.
And the
So
premium is $4.99, which is not bad. But then you get commercials, so then it's like,
yeah.
I'm not
So
trying to stream this with commercials.
right?
Commercials?
What is this
Am
commercial?
I a peasant? I pay $9.99 for this. You all
That's
will
right.
get no commercials.
I pay to not have commercials.
Yeah, exactly. Don't waste my time.
Right?
Shit.
Yeah, it's nothing more heartbreaking than commercials. I don't like them. They always get you to maybe want to buy things. I like food. Food gets me every time. I'm like, oh, that looks so good. All right, let's do burgers tonight. That sounds great.
That used to be the case with me with fast food and stuff because like a Taco Bell commercial would come on and they'd make it look amazing.
Yeah, they have some really good artists that
Uh huh.
and the worst part is like you look at it, you go, I know that's not what it's gonna look like when I get there,
It's
but
gonna
I'm
look like
still
poop
gonna
in a tortilla.
yeah, right. But it's like I'm still gonna get it. I'm still gonna
Yeah.
eat it because that's what we do. And that's why commercials work. They
hmm
they get you
Uh,
to click on things.
what was I watching? God, I don't remember. Oh well. Oh, have you ever watched Community?
Community. I don't think so. I don't.
There was this recurring character on there that worked in advertising, and he ended up like grading people on their level of
Hmm.
suscept, susceptibility in regards to implanting images in there. And it's like, oh my god, he's a stage 4, and it was just hilarious. I'm not doing it justice talking about it, but Community, up until when Donald Glover left, it was really funny. Like I enjoy that show a lot. And after he left, it was okay. And
No, you've totally sold it.
you know, you totally sold it. I'm gonna watch it today.
I'm gonna stream the entire series. It's a series, right?
Correct. There are 6 seasons. The first 4 are amazing. The last 2 are okay. I mean, they're still good. But the
I've
thing you gotta do when you watch that show is you kind of gotta pay attention to what's going on in the background because there's some funny shit that happens in the background.
That's kind of. I feel like that's how most shows are, though.
Yeah,
If you, especially like comedy, you kind of watch some of the stuff that happens. Like there's little things that are added that you wouldn't even think. That's why I think it's always enjoyable to go back and rewatch something that you've seen a million times because
because you
you
catch
catch
little things.
those little subtleties that they added just for themselves, and you eventually find them funny, or you find them, and that's what makes them, funny and entertaining. But
Oh,
so
go ahead.
I found out apparently I've seen like different commercial stuff like Tesla and like
Uh-huh.
their cars, like they always put like weird like Easter egg kind of things that you can do. Like you can change, like I've seen videos online, you can change like the horn setting, um, like all through the computer and make this horn sound different, whatever.
For a
My
Tesla?
favorite, yeah, for the test. So my favorite thing that I heard recently was that they have like voice commands, and one of the voice commands, I guess they have, it's different on like the different models of what it actually does. But if you anyone who has a Tesla, I guess try it. I don't have one, so I can't try it.
Yeah, I'm
One of
poor,
my
so I will never have a Tesla.
yeah one of
I tried to rent one recently, and it did not go well for me.
no well one of my coworkers, him and his wife, they just got one, but he said like he hasn't driven it too much because as soon as you let off the gas, apparently it starts to slow down like way quick. I don't know how it works, but anyway, have you tried?
Braking assist.
Yeah, so he hasn't tried this, but if you say open butthole, apparently it depends on the model, but like one will open the trunk, a different model opens up like the charging port thing, and then another one opens the glove box, which I don't understand how that would work.
I
But I mean,
mean,
I understand the trunk if you say open butthole. But I can just imagine like somebody like with a handful of like groceries walking out to their car, like yelling "open butthole" to open up the trunk, but not like it's like when you like lost your car, so you're like trying to like click 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 try and find it, but you see open butthole, and you're just like looking around the parking lot for like your trunk to fly open.
are other things where you're in the car getting a little uh
Oh yeah, ooh.
getting freaky with your significant other, and you say open butthole, and
Yeah, but is that something that people say on a regular
I
basis? Or
mean, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, you know.
yeah, maybe you're just like
That's how
you
you talk.
you're doing like magician role play and open butthole, and then your trunk flies open. And hopefully it's not a windy day, so pine
Doesn't
needles
stop.
don't fly into your car or something. I don't.
I was that happened to me yesterday. Actually, I was sitting waiting for Elliot, my daughter, to get out of school, and I was just sitting there listening to my music, and then a gust of wind came. Apparently, I'm going through puberty again. A
Yeah.
gust of wind came, and like I was parked right under the tree because of shade, and then like a branch fell and
Oh,
Gesundheit.
thank you.
Then a branch fell, and then leaves just flew into my car and smacked me in the face. I'm like,
That's
that's
some.
rude.
That's a rude tree. How
Yeah, and
dare
I'm
you?
just like chilling, and then like it's one of those things you don't expect to happen. So you looked around to see if anyone else saw it, and you're just kind of like, oh,
That sucks. That's a win, man. That's what our house like is at the end of like the street, and like there's like a like the kind of the corner,
mhm.
and so whenever it gets super windy, like everything just like blows into our corner wall. So we all anytime there's like a big windstorm, we end up with just like garbage and like bags and food stuff. And
Are you at the end of a cul-de-sac?
it's kind of it ends up kind of being like that because we're two streets merged, and like just the way the wind, it always ends up that way, which kind of sucks. But you know, it is what it
All
is.
we are is dust in the wind.
You have such an amazing voice.
Your face is an amazing voice. I don't know what that means, but hey, we're just gonna go with it.
My I don't even know how to like process that in my head because
Ah,
it
who
doesn't
knows?
it doesn't make sense. So how's work been? How have things been getting a little bit different now that COVID's people are just more vaccinated people, or just people a little bit more stupid
California
now?
is the most vaccinated state in the United States. So that's a plus. But now we see the variants popping up.
Right.
One of my coworkers actually just went out who had who said they had COVID, but who knows if they actually had COVID the first time. But they actually went out with one of the variants. So and they said they had COVID already. So I'm like, eh. So then I tried to think like, was I around that person? But I
Right.
don't think so. Every time I wake up, because I sleep with my mouth open.
Me
So
too.
sometimes I wake up with like a little soreness in my throat for a little bit. So I'm like, this is it. This is where I get got.
This is
So then I was like, then I do a little sniff. Nope, can still smell. Taste my stank ass breath. Can still taste.
yeah.
Go through the checklist.
That's one thing I feel like I didn't really feel like I lost a lot of like sense of taste or smell, but I think like I don't know. I feel like maybe either my farts just haven't smelled as bad, or like I've kind of lost some sense of smell sense and it hasn't fully come back. Cause same with like I love asparagus and it always smells when I pee, but
Oh yeah.
like more recently since having COVID, like my asparagus peas don't seem as strong.
Does food still taste good to you?
Oh yeah, food still tastes good.
I mean,
I
the
just feel like my
smell.
smell isn't quite as strong, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to smell my poops or my asparagus pea, but I really enjoy my asparagus peas. It's funny.
Said no one ever. But no, yeah, yeah. So I do my little checklist when I wake up, make sure. Um, Do you guys take temperatures like when you go into work? I don't remember.
No.
Do you guys like have to do any checklist or anything whatsoever?
No, they do like for like the people coming in that are going to be seen at the clinic, they have to get their temperature checked, but not for employees.
Yeah, yeah, we don't have to do that when patients coming in. I mean, we take their temperature already because I guess for us, it doesn't really matter what their symptoms are. We're still going to see them. But for
Right.
you, it's all voluntary and it's medical, but not in the sense you're treating them.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it's like, nope, go away for 12 days.
Right. Yeah. It's not like you guys are like, yeah, my chest hurts. Well, you have a fever, so please go outside.
Yeah. So you can go
Try
fuck
again
yourself.
next week.
Yeah. But no, but
I'm having trouble breathing.
but going back to your question, it's been okay. Um, it's been getting busier. Like I guess the memo of the memo and the thought that uh I don't want to go into the hospital is slowly going away.
Right.
So more people are coming in. So we're seeing more and more patients, which is, I mean, which is a good and a bad thing. It justifies our staffing, so they don't try and shortchange us a lot. So,
Yeah.
but this last week was since California started reopening. This last my last weekend working, not this weekend, but last weekend was the most amount of COVID patients that I had seen in at least 2 or 3 rotations. So 4 weeks, like the rotation before this last one. When I say rotation, I mean my weekend on. So the 4 or 5 days I work in a row on the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Sometimes I worked at Thursday. So when I say rotation, that's what I mean. So the rotation before that, we had one COVID patient the whole rotation.
No.
Yeah, so it's like there
Pretty
was
small.
definitely a lull in the amount of people coming in, but I just fear like it's gonna start ramping up. We're getting younger people coming in too with it. So
Well, that's what I've noticed a lot of is that the now it's the younger one. I mean, it's always obviously good that they've lowered the threshold for getting vaccinated, so more younger people are getting it. But I know here that was one of the issues is a lot more of the younger, the 20 to 35, 40 range were
mm-hmm.
uh, getting the COVID because everything was opening up and they were the first ones to go out and be like, "Yay, it's open!" But none of us are vaccinated, so cool.
What's the general vibe that you see, at least with the people you work with, in regards to the vaccination? Did a lot of people get it?
It's, I think probably about half. I
50-50?
know, yeah. Um,
Oh, and I'm assuming a lot of people probably got it just because they want to travel.
I think so. I think that's what I know. One person was talking about, like, oh, do I need to show anything when I travel? And then all of a sudden, like the next day, she had an appointment for a vaccine. So I mean, if that's your reason and that what convinces you to get vaccinated, I guess it works. But
But it's I mean, is it for the right reason? Who's to say, you know? But
right, I mean, I'm glad I did it. I was the only reason I was holding off on it at first is because when the
you had it.
vaccine first, I had just had it, and it was hard to get an appointment. So, I didn't want to take away from somebody who had completely been separated and they needed it more than I did. But once everything was readily available, it's like, well, why wouldn't I jump on this? So
Now people are just able to walk up. Like I see people who are actually working at these vaccine sites. It's like, hey, we got open spots. Just walk in. No need for appointment.
right.
Come in. So I think we're getting like they're ramping up the amount that they have, and then they're just not going anywhere. So I think they're trying to get people to come in.
Yeah, well, they don't want anything to go to waste, which
Yeah,
totally makes
exactly.
sense. Because that's how it was when Danielle got her second one. They asked me if I'd already been vaccinated, and if I hadn't, I could have gotten one while I was there, which would have been cool.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, they had extra, and they're like, "Where's that?" The weird part was, it's like the way uh, the guy was. I don't know what he was thinking. Like, 'cause like ours was all drive through,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're like waiting. Danielle got her vaccine, and then we were just like waiting to get the 15-minute process before we can get out and like have her, get her card. But this guy like walked up and like I was driving and like he's like, "Hey, did they ask you already?" And I was, huh? What did they ask me? What did they? And he's like, oh, have you been vaccinated yet? It's like, why don't you? Why would you start with have they asked you yet? Like, why? We get asked a lot of questions along the way. Uh, like, I don't know which question
Like
you were
what
expecting,
are we doing here? What do
but
you?
but yeah, so that was kind of cool. And luckily, like I don't know how your vaccine was, but the process was nice and smooth for every appointment I've been to.
Well, that like since I work in the hospital, they did mine was done at the hospital, so
Okay.
it
Yeah.
was it was different. My process was different than I'm assuming everybody else's where that doesn't work in the hospital because they just sent out an email. We told them if we wanted or not. Then they emailed us later with our appointment time. So then it's like it was really easy.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like now I've been going like I go pick up my medicine at CVS and since California has opened up now vaccines for everybody 16 and older. So it's like the line for the vaccines is like super long now.
Mm.
So like I've had to go to CVS a couple times and I just see the line of people. I was like, good for you guys.
Yeah, I'm glad all of everything I did was drive through, so I never had to get out of the vehicle, which
I mean,
was
that's always a plus.
yeah, it's great. And I got to go while I was at work, which was even better. It's
Hey,
like, all right,
getting paid to getting paid to not work is always a wonderful
right? It's
thing.
like clock in and poop, and
Yep.
clock in, go get your vaccine. Why not?
Boss
Maybe
makes
I
a
get it.
dollar, I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So I think we put it out there if anyone had anything they wanted to talk about, and the only person that commented was
Your friend
Tim.
Tim.
Yeah, and
What's up,
he
Tim?
yeah, Tim asked, "What's the fattest thing that we have done?" He gave an example where he ate 75 pizza rolls in one sitting,
That's a whole
which
bag of pizza rolls.
that's like a Costco size bag
Yeah. I actually
of
may go to
uh,
Costco today and get some.
of
Hmm.
pizza rolls, which I lived with Tim and I've seen him put down some pizza rolls, so I'm not surprised that he was able to do so.
But
But
the
it
thing about pizza rolls too is they start off like hot lava encased in bread. So
yeah.
so halfway like as soon as you start, it's like you can't taste it anymore because you burned your taste buds off. So then you're just kind of trudging through at that point.
Well, I think that's my argument with any pizza is like the next day, like the roof of my mouth. Even if I don't feel like it was ever like too hot to burn me, like the next day you feel a little bit of burn. But yeah, with the pizza rolls, and or like even what are the bagel bites,
Bagel
same
bites,
thing.
man.
Like you just end up just the top of your mouth, your tongue gets charred right away, and yeah, it's everything's kind of numb after that, right?
Yeah. All you have is sadness and pizza.
But yeah, so then like that obviously made me have to think about some fat choices that I've made. And I know for my birthday, Danielle and I got those. I don't know if you saw the pictures of those stuffed burgers that we got.
No.
Yeah. So there's like this place in where is it? I think it's in Mesa that we went to.
Uh-huh.
Um, but we got these burgers, and like one of them was stuffed with like pastrami and Swiss. It was like a stuffed burger. The other one was stuffed with mac and cheese, and
That sounds amazing.
dude, so good, like just amazing. And then like we were
Because
like,
I love
oh,
me some mac and cheese.
and then we get right and put it inside of a burger that's cooked perfectly, and it was
Oh,
amazing. And then we ended up getting this huge order of fries that we shared. Um, and then for dinner, we ended up just getting donuts. Like we got 6 donuts, and as like the adults we are, we split 6 donuts and had chocolate milk for dinner. So like most recently, that was probably one of my fattest
I was
choices.
thinking and I couldn't think of anything because I mean, I was just like trying to trying to think of what the fuck I've done.
Well, like you've been doing a lot better and making smarter choices, and it's hard to think
Yeah,
far back. Um, I know I used to when I lived in Hercules. uh, I would I would stop by McDonald's like every time I would like leave my girlfriend at the time. Her house was like up the hill from a McDonald's.
uh-huh.
Even if we had just had dinner, like I'd go home and like on my way home, I'd see the McDonald's, be like, I gotta hit the drive-through. So that was another. just and it wasn't like I'd be like, oh, I need some fries. Like I'd get a full meal after just having dinner, just because for some reason that greasy food sounded really good. I
I
need some
mean,
nugs.
McDonald's fries used to be the tits. But now, I mean, fast food in general doesn't sound good or taste good to me right now, except In and Out, because I love me some In and Out.
I know. I wish there was one a little bit closer. Like it's not. It's probably like a 25-minute drive from
Yeah,
here. But
that's not it's not worth it to drive there.
no, I had Smash Burger the other night, and that was pretty good.
How many weeks do you come out here?
Uh, 3.5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 3.5. I come out. I fly in on the 19th of
Okay.
May, um, and that's the day I'm playing golf with my daddy. So
Your
hopefully,
daddy?
they finally got him out. He finally practiced a little bit, so hopefully he'll be not so
Shitty.
bad. Yeah,
Not
but
so rusty.
my
Sorry.
brother's worried about losing to me, but it is what it is. I can get
Hey.
inside his little head. He'll probably beat me, but
Don't suck, Adam. Don't suck.
that's the thing. I used to be able to just like mentally break him down. I think
I mean,
he's
as you are wont to do with younger siblings.
yeah, I think he's gotten a little bit better since. But yeah, whenever we used to play like years ago, like he was just easy just to get inside his head. Like even if he was like beating me really bad, like halfway through, I could probably all one good shot and one little comment, and he was just like, "Ew."
That's cool. You guys have something in common like that. Like since my older brother was around, but not really around, in and out of jail, doing his own thing, and he's 10 years, uh, 9 years older than me. So we like didn't like we grew up together, but not really. So it's like we never really had anything that we shared. Like every once in a while, I would be playing a video game and he would come in and be like, oh, that looks cool. So then he would start playing it as well. So then we would share that video game for a little bit. But we never really had anything. So that's really cool that you guys, your brother and your dad have golf to do together. Because like I don't necessarily have that. Because like from seven to from like 6 to 11 or so. Like I didn't really, my dad, I didn't have a father figure around, so it's like it was just my mom, me, my mom, and my sister. So it's
Mm.
like my sister, we share things like we love cooking shows, we love like Anna Green Gables and stuff like that. But it's like we never really had like a sport to play together or anything like that because I didn't play sports till my junior year in high school, but that's mostly just because, well, that's not true. I played Pop Warner football for a season and a half, but then I did not have the mental capacity of as a kid to really try hard, and that changed when I got to high school after
Yeah.
I had because I had hip surgery, so then I couldn't play my freshman and my sophomore year. So yeah, I just like hearing the fact that you guys can like share that together. That's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I mean, that's one thing that my brother. I mean, he's what 5 years younger than me. I think something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but I mean, he's him and we're so different when it comes to a lot of things. But yeah, when it comes to like sports, luckily him and I both, we actually played. We played hockey together. We played golf together. So we've done a lot when it comes to sports. It kind of brings us together.
I
Um,
know you both love hockey. Is he more into hockey than you?
He's it's different. Like I think I'm a better hockey player than he is, but
Uh-huh.
he's really good with like stats and remembering people and
So he's leaned more into the sports side of it, like
yeah, like if you were to like
the fan side of it.
yeah, like knowing player stats and who's doing well and this and that, like he'd be way better to answer those questions than I could, but I think when it comes to actually executing the sport itself, I'm better. But
That's
that's
cool.
he'll say the opposite. He'll probably say he's better than me, but
Hey, fuck it.
yeah, I'm still bigger than him, so I can take him out. And
Probably in a little better shape too.
yep, I'm definitely a better. He still works for the post office though, so he walks more than I do now. But
I wonder how many
yeah,
steps he gets in a day.
many thousands,
Yeah,
many
because
thousands.
I mean, just on a normal shift at my job, just walking around a very small a 13 bed emergent, well, 14 15 bed emergency department, I can get anywhere between 8 to 10,000 steps in an 8 hour shift. So he's literally walking. And then you did the same thing, and just
Oh yeah,
in
yeah. No,
Arizona heat.
I was, uh, I
I
was
wonder how many
actually
calories you were burning in a day.
probably like 20 to 30,000 steps a day,
And just with that heat and just
average.
all, just I can only imagine how many calories you're burning.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah,
I was
you'd probably
wet.
get off work and be hungry as shit.
Yeah, like it's a dry heat, but I was constantly just moist. You know, just
Moist.
I'm just so happy to not be drenched. Like
Moist.
we walk every day at lunch, and just like our little like 10 minutes we're outside. I'm like, I used to do this 10, 12 hours a day.
And now you're just like, I want to go sit down now.
Yeah, like we took Pancake out for a walk this morning, and like it was, I don't know, probably in the 80s. And like after 25 minutes, we're like, all right, it's time to go home. It's too hot.
Mrs. Pommel Horse, I'd like to get down now.
Yeah,
Um,
it's too much. He's coming though. We got, I know, I think next Friday, Saturday, it's supposed to be in the hundreds again. So,
it's supposed to rain here tomorrow.
is it?
Yeah, it's only I think 60 some odd degrees outside right now.
That's not bad.
62 degrees, and it's supposed to rain tonight and half of the day tomorrow. Hopefully, it rains hard because they were talking about a drought here.
It, how's that any different than any other year?
It's not, but you know they have to say it.
I guess. I mean,
It's just setting up for another crappy fire season.
uh, I'll hopefully. I mean, yeah, I'm
We'll
not.
see.
It's hard to be optimistic about it because every year there's just tons of
Fires,
fires, and it's.
death,
I mean,
turmoil,
yeah,
pain.
like even if people don't die, like just so much loss and so
Yeah.
much, you know. I mean, everything's it's replaceable, but at the same time, it's like how
It
many
yeah,
times do you replace something?
it's the memories that are hard to replace.
That's very true.
I remember hearing this comedian. I don't remember who the comedian was, but he was saying like when he used to go to parties, he would always steal one thing before he left the party, and he would steal like a photo or like something more memorable like that. I'm like, that's super shitty, but hella funny because and it's just like you can't replace that.
No,
It's like that is a straight dick move right there.
there was one, I think John Mulaney.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of talked about a
Do you
similar.
think he's funny?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Um, some of his stuff I enjoy, some of it I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he relapsed recently, so he may not be as funny anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
I was hearing about this. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, he yeah, one of his bits he's talking about like some high school party that he went to, and like it was at like one of the kids he went to school with. His dad was also a teacher at their high school, and nobody liked this person. And so like this guy ended up wanted to have like a small get together, and everybody went there and just basically trashed this person's house.
Just because he was
Uh,
a teacher?
yeah, like his dad was the teacher, and like nobody liked his dad as the teacher. I guess it's
That
kind of like the
sucks.
premise for it. So yeah, like so they destroyed this house. But yeah, so any like somebody ended up taking like a bunch of like family photos that were like from years past, and I guess like he got blackout drunk, and he's like, I don't remember if it was me or not, but come to find out, like some guy like years later ended up like, hey, I got to show you something, and like brought him into like this small like room where he had like different pictures from different like people's houses that he had taken over the years of like irreplaceable like memories, and this guy just like kept them like in a like I just picture like this serial killer closet, like dim lighting and just like family photos from different families all over the place.
I
And
think we
just
literally just had a different example of the Mandela effect because I think we're telling the same story, but we're remembering it differently in our head because I think we probably listened to that on our comedy Fridays.
Probably. Yeah, that's actually probably where that's yeah.
It's like I think we literally just said the same story, and that's amazing, but in a different aspect of it.
Yeah, the Mandela effect. I didn't know anything about that until and then all of a sudden it started showing up on like the like suggested videos after you talked about it.
Big Brother's watching.
I
If
know,
you're, I
big.
mean, I'm assuming you keep your phone next to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, so the microphone's probably on.
isn't that great?
Mm.
I don't
Big
know.
Brother's watching.
Yeah,
You know
but
what?
yeah, no,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. I was gonna say that's my take on it.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
You know what I've been working on recently?
What? What's that?
Um, have you ever heard of the phrase or act of toxic positivity?
Is that just where you act more happy and positive to like get everyone all around you to feel the same way,
I
even
mean,
if
in
you may
essence,
not be
yes. I
doing it?
mean, basically, it's you going through life um, with the mask on that no matter how shitty something is or how terrible something is, you are just constantly going through life saying, "Hey, this is okay." No, and it's like no matter how dire or difficult a situation is, you maintain a positive mindset, like good vibes only kind of thing. And I realize I do that a lot, like, but I like it's a weird like amalgam of the two. Like I have this cases where I show toxic positivity, but then I'm also like a nihilist in it, where it's like, well, life sucks. Let's just deal with it. Because I mean, obviously, I'm like I prescribe to the thought process that sometimes life just sucks.
Mm,
Sometimes bad things happen to good people. Sometimes good things happen to bad people. There's not always a rhyme or reason for things to happen. So
true.
it's like so you can go through life bemoaning the fact that crappy things happen to you, or you can just grin and bear it and try and get through step by step, day by day. So toxic positivity is kind of it's crazy. It's one of those things that can be a good and a bad thing. I think mostly bad. Had you ever heard of
Most,
it before?
mostly, no, not really. But I think going through life trying to think more optimistic is probably better for your mental health. I would assume, right?
Yeah. I mean, it can't. I mean, because it's not good. It's not a bad thing to try and spin things in a positive way. But I think if you spin things in a positive way, you shouldn't take away from the fact that it's a crappy situation. Don't try and
Right.
hide the fact that something bad is happening. Because I mean, whether or not you confront it or not, the bad thing happened. The bad thing is happening. The bad thing will happen. At least that's my thought process behind it. So you denying the fact that it's happening won't change anything, or trying to cover it up. It's like trying to put perfume on a pile of shit.
Right.
I
No,
mean,
no, I think there's definitely a difference between trying to hide the fact that something bad is happening and just pretend like, oh, life's great, things are normal, and just accepting the fact that something bad has happened, but trying to make the best of a bad situation. I think yeah, those are way totally different things. And if you try
because
and hide something,
you
you're just
just
gonna
shouldn't.
bury it deep down inside.
I apologize. What was that again?
I say you're just gonna bury it deep down inside, and it's gonna come up eventually.
One way or another. What doesn't kill us gives us unhealthy coping mechanisms, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you just shouldn't minimize or invalidate. You shouldn't take away the validation of authentic human emotion, you know? Because, I mean, you're a human, you have emotions. Um, you, it's normal to feel, you know?
Yeah.
Don't take away from the fact of feeling all your feelings. Otherwise, you're probably just a sociopath, right?
Yeah. Right. Like, I don't care about anything. Okay, crazy.
I mean, here's some signs of like toxic positivity. Like you can experience guilt for being sad or angry. You sometimes dismiss other people's difficult feelings. You hide painful emotions. You ignore your problems. you constantly recite positive quotes about hard situations. That's what I do sometimes with my pretentious ass Facebook and Instagram posts sometimes. Oh, but I'm working on it because sometimes life just sucks.
Yeah, but I feel like even just putting out like a positive quote here and there, like even though you may be using it as a way to make yourself feel better, I think it's always good to see, good for other people to see. You know, I think anytime I see you post something about something like that, it makes me just like, well, I hadn't thought about it that way. You know what I mean?
And
So
like the way I post things, I try and post different sides of something I'm posting. So it's not just, I mean, that's also an issue I have is riding the fence a lot in regards to issues.
yeah, pick a side. All right.
It's so hard
No.
because it's like I can sometimes see the validity of both sides. So then it's like, but this, but that. Yeah, yeah.
That's what makes choices difficult.
Life is difficult.
Life, life is difficult. Let's be honest.
Yeah. In regards to that, I was talking to a friend about toxic positivity, positive. Little tangent here. Um, did I send you that video about Californians and accents?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if it's more so an accent or a dialect kind of thing. The way the
Mhm.
person was talking about it made it seem like they were a linguist. So I'll send you the video after this. But like apparently, like in a lot of ways, Californians, especially Northern Californians, don't pronounce T's.
I'm gonna have to. Now I'm gonna have to really think about that.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna type a word in chat, and I want you to say it. Okay.
All right. Let me. Sacramento.
See, did you think about it or did you say it?
Sacramento.
See,
Oh,
that's how you normally say it, right?
Sacramento.
Yeah,
Menno.
yeah. Minnow, Sacramento. There was some
Sacramento.
other things in there too that he was saying, and I was like, I don't like this. Get your voodoo magic away from me.
Yeah. Sometimes when I think of tilapia, I think of alapia.
Uh, exactly.
Sacramento. No, no. All right,
Del
that makes
Norte.
sense. I see. I never. I think that's one of those. One of those words that I probably pronounce differently every time I say
Yeah,
it.
Del Norte.
Del
Del
Norte,
Norte.
or yeah, or you over Del Norte.
El Cerrito.
El Cerrito. El Cerrito.
Yeah,
El
you
Cerrito.
say it with a D instead of a
El,
T. El
El
Cerrito.
Cerrito. It's like Dorito.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Oh
Yeah, and I
man,
was like,
that
but
makes
I
sense.
mean, we also as Californians we talk really fast. Like I
Mm.
knew that. Like I mentioned before, you know how I went to Washington D.C. for like 8th grade in my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went with people who are like from Texas, and I have family in Texas, and I just talk way faster than they do, especially when I get excited about something.
Yeah, those dum dums.
Yes.
I mean,
But yeah.
that's
But what were we talking about? I totally lost my train of
I
thought.
don't know, but that's interesting. You were just talking about. I'm gonna quiz Danielle on T words.
Yeah, I'll send you the video and just listen
Yeah.
to it. Don't let Danielle listen to it.
No, dude, that's so crazy. I never
Yeah,
Sacramento. I'm gonna be.
you're just saying it randomly,
I
sitting there
know.
watching golf or
Nuts.
something later. You're just gonna be like Sacramento.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of golf lately. Just like getting totally into my own head, trying to play better. And I think it's been making me worse now that I think about it.
Oh yeah, you can't think about it too much.
I've been
Just
overthinking everything.
yeah, I mean that's life though.
Right. It's been great. Been going out, enjoying this nice weather we've been having.
So
Not sarcastic at all.
it's like I'm not being an asshole at all.
No, we're weeks away from it being way too hot to really care about anything.
Oh, that's what I was because we were talking about that. Yeah, like I was talking in regards to like toxic
Oh,
positivity
right.
and other methods. There's a type of therapy called acceptance and commitment therapy, and one of the aspects of that is the bus driver method. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Basically, the bus driver. Passengers on a bus. Sorry. The bus analogy is hold on, let me pull it up just so I get it right.
Yeah, get it right or pay the price.
What was that from? Oh,
What
that's
is
from
that?
we run, we jump, we swim, we play, we row
We
and
row and go on trips.
but the things that
When
last forever are our dear friendships.
camp on Awana, we
We
hold
hold
you
you
in our hearts.
and
And when I think about you, it
it
makes me
makes me
want to
want to
fart.
fart.
It's I hope we never part. Now get it right or pay the price. That's what it's from.
Yes.
Oh, camp on Awana.
uh
Good times.
so basically the bus analogy is where your brain is a bus and you're the driver.
Okay.
Your thoughts, feelings, and emotions and memories are the passengers.
Right.
Typically, the bus driver doesn't have a relationship with passengers and can't help who gets on and off the bus. So your emotions, memories, everything, you can't control what you feel, how you feel all the time. If you try and do that, that's just pointless. But if and the thought process is if you let an emotion, memory, or whatever the passenger control the bus, they may not get you where you need to go correctly, right?
Hmm. That makes total
So
sense.
it is important to allow yourself to feel your feelings, experience your emotions, remember your memories, but don't let it overall guide you or drive you where you are trying to go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No,
So I heard that and I was like, oh shit, that's I like that. So that's another thing that I've been thinking about too.
I
So
dig it. Don't
yeah,
overthink it though, because then it's taking over control of the bus.
exactly. And who knows if they know how to drive? They may ride your ass right into a pole.
Those stupid drivers.
Exactly.
That's the worst. That's what. Well, that's what. So, I, there's a gestational diabetes test that happens.
Oh, where they make you drink that nasty orange stuff?
Yeah, I didn't have to do it, luckily.
Well, Danielle did.
Yeah, food babies apparently don't count. Yeah, so she failed the first one, and like we were just like, okay, like what happened? So then like, we had no idea how it works.
Uh-huh.
So then I go on this rabbit hole of Google searching and trying to find stuff out. And then so I end up reading all this stuff. I'm like, oh no, it's totally fine. A lot of people fail the first time, second test, that's where they really, decide. So she was worried at first, then I was like, no, it's totally fine. That's normal. And then all of a sudden last week she had this like weird like thought that something was wrong, like she's gonna fail because she just redid it on Thursday. And so then she's like, "Oh, I just got in my own head for a second." But then, like ever since then, my brain has not stopped thinking about it. So I've been stressing out about like, he's gonna be preterm, like all this other stuff that we learned. It's like, but she ended up passing the second test, so we're good.
Woo!
But yeah, same thing.
Whoop,
I just
whoop,
kind
pull
of
over
let
that
it.
ass too fast. I don't know.
I let it sit in my brain and like overthink it, and it's something that I had no control of. Like there's nothing I could have done to change it. Like the situation is what it is, but I kept
It's
overthinking
crazy
it.
what your mind can do. Um, I have a tool another the same friend gave me. Is like if you can't get like a thought out of your head or if it's controlling you, you can ask yourself these four questions.
Hmm.
Is it true? Is it absolutely true? How do you react when you have that thought? And then who am I without that thought?
Hmm.
So like you can ask yourself those questions about whatever it is you're feeling and see what answers you get, you know?
That's actually really smart.
Yeah.
I
It pays
like
to have
that.
smart friends, you know? Because then these things come up in conversation without even like asking for advice or anything. They just
Right? Like,
come up in
hey,
conversation.
I need help. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's just talk about things. Let's break down life.
Life, death, and everything in between.
That's what taxes are, right?
Yeah. Speaking of, I need to do mine. Uh-oh.
You haven't done yours yet.
I'm gonna need you to not talk at me and look at me in that tone of voice, sir. But yeah, that's probably why. Yeah. I need to do it. I'll just say that. I'm slacking on. I know I owe, so it's hard to want to do it. To be like, oh, here's my money, but then it's not gonna. Luckily, there's an extension till May 15th.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're good.
So yeah,
You good.
yeah, we'll see.
I hate doing taxes. It's just a pain in the
Yeah.
ass.
Oh, so I wanted to talk about an accomplishment I did just finished this morning. Probably one of the harder things I did on the Peloton bike so far. This in the I got it in November, December, January, February, March. In the almost 6 months I've had it. Jesus,
It's been
6 months.
damn.
Yeah, yeah, it's almost 6 months. May 10th will be 6 months exactly. Um, so in the 6 months I've had it, like, have you ever heard of Tabata?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
20
So
second
for
thoughts,
those who
10 second
don't know what
break.
Tabata is, it encompasses different kinds of workouts, not just like cardio and things like that. It is anaerobic though, so it does push you into a cardio zone. Anaerobic meaning, um, why am I blanking on anaerobic? It's raising your heart rate and pushing you past your oxygen threshold for a short amount of time. So how Tabata works is you do these ratios of 2 to 1. So whenever you're working out, you do a period of, say you're doing it for a minute, you do exertion for 1 minute, you rest for 30 seconds. You do another exertion for 1 minute, and you rest for 30 seconds, on and on for however many intervals you do. Um, and that's just any type of workout you do. And the thought process behind it is you're stressing your body out to work it, so you're not giving the rest time. The 30 seconds are the 2 to 1 ratio. The one part of it, it's never feeling like enough time to recover.
Mhm.
So that's how kind of like circuit training works too. You're shocking your body into CrossFit as well. You're shocking your body into a a better you per se. However, there's risks and rewards behind that. Especially with CrossFit, you can go into rhabdomyolysis, and your liver can start breaking down.
Yeah, it
So
takes you got to work out really hard to get that. Like
yeah,
the average person cannot work out hard enough to reach that limit.
you are
Like
you are correct. But the thought is that
it is
the risk
possible.
is out there, and I'd be remissant in my duties if I didn't tell you there wasn't a risk.
But yeah, don't sue me.
Yeah. don't don't sweat me, boy. I ain't said shit.
Yeah,
Um,
thanks, Dr. Tabata, for
Thank you. But
that.
no, I just finished, like, they have different programs you can do on the Peloton. Oops, I keep hitting my mic. Because I talk with my hands. So there's
Papa the people.
yeah. But there's different programs you can do. Like, I've done Power Zone, was the last one I did before this one. There are these 4 to 5 week programs that you can do. So this one I did was the hardest one I've done. Um, I did a Tabata one, and like it ramps up. It was 4 weeks, and it ramps up till today was the last day. Like, today was the first time I did 2 45-minute classes back to back. Also, 2 45-minute Tabata classes back to back. So it's like,
That's an hour and a half for those of you keeping track at home.
yeah. So yeah, my legs is a little tired right now, but I'm very proud of myself for doing it, because the first time I did an actual Tabata, like in this program, I just wanted to throw my fucking legs out the window. I was like, nope, I can't do this. But I was like, nah. I try it one more time, and then it's like I felt myself starting to get stronger, and then like that, and I was like, oh crap, I really enjoy doing this. So I'm glad I stuck to it. It's amazing what you can push yourself to do if you stop thinking of why not and start thinking of why you can.
Yeah. No, it's
That's not to say ignore your physical limitations,
yeah. You
but
gotta you can know when your body is like, okay,
yeah,
this is too much, or am I just wimping out right now? There's a
yeah.
difference.
And I have
There
those
is a balance.
conversations. Over these 4 weeks, I was having those conversations in my head. It was like, can I go harder? Can I go harder? Am I being a little bitch? So
Right. Well, and that's the thing too is like when it comes to Tabata, when you're doing your work, like the standard Tabata is 20 seconds of work and 10 seconds of break.
mhm.
Whatever time you're working, it's not supposed to be like, okay, I'm just going to be jogging in place. Like you're supposed to be giving
Yeah,
100%
you're supposed to be
effort
out of breath.
that entire time for whatever time period you're doing. So it's not just like, okay, I'm walking in place for 20 seconds and then I'm stopping. No, you're sprinting and then you rest. You sprint and then you rest. It's not just, oh, I'm working out, I'm doing some, bicep curls or whatever. Like whatever you're doing, you're pushing yourself to the max for that amount of time. And that's where, anyone who doesn't think it's tough, just try the basic 20 seconds for 8 rounds of just jumping jacks and you'll
Yeah.
be spent after 3 rounds, guaranteed.
Oh yeah. No, you are making deals with the devil at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like halfway through you will rather be doing anything else.
Yep. But you feel accomplished afterwards. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously,
Like
it's
I've reached I think I've reached my plateau at this point with what I'm doing just riding the bike in regards to weight loss. So I'm gonna start changing things up. I mean my Planet Fitness started charging me again. so so now I'm gonna start going there. I need to get better masks though. I'm gonna get an Under Armour one, I think.
yeah. We canceled our Planet Fitness membership
Do they
back.
even have any in Arizona?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's where we see. We had one right down the street, and I used to enjoy going to it. But I just, especially now, apparently no one's wearing masks inside gyms right now because they don't
and I'm
have to.
and I'm not for that.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm not.
Especially with you breathing all out loud and shit.
Right? Like, no one like I said before, no one really wiped down anything to begin with. Now I really don't think like some people might more now wipe things
Yeah.
down, but I doubt it. People
People who
don't.
don't wipe down their equipment once they sweated on it, you are a douche.
Right? Like even like if I touch it, I wipe it down. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's just kind of even if I know this
Common
is the
courtesy.
first thing I've done, I there's no sweat on me at all. Like I'm
Yeah.
still gonna let me just get this quick wipe down for you. So
Name your
you
sex
know
tape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I guess another one of the things with COVID now that I saw, which I thought was interesting, toilet paper sales are toilet paper companies are struggling apparently right now because back months ago people decided to buy billions of dollars worth of toilet paper, and now people aren't buying toilet paper as much because there's no need for it because they're stocked up on it for the next couple of years. Um, I forget where I saw that, but yeah, they're like apparently hurting because they sold billions and billions upon dollars of toilet paper, and then I'm sure they upped their the amount they were making to try and catch up, and then now they probably overproduced, and
Supply
now
and demand, yeah.
so thank you everybody who went out there with your runny buttholes at the beginning of COVID.
Like, I mean, there's four people who live in my house, and it's like a thing of Costco size toilet paper will last at least a month to 2 months. It's like, and I
Yeah,
saw people like leaving with like four of those things. You're like, really? Are you
right.
just, is this going to be the new currency, like Dane Cook said in ketchup?
Yeah, I'm so glad like I can go to the store and get toilet paper now if I need it. But yeah,
Yeah.
once it was available, it's like one Costco run with one thing of toilet paper, and I was good to go
Yeah.
for a
I'm
while.
good to go.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting that people just kind of mess up the way
People are
things.
weird. I mean, it's the things people do. Um, and yeah, people when they're faced with a difficult situation,
Right.
quote unquote, and it's like what I really want is a bidet. I really want
Dude,
one,
I'm telling you, I still need to get one because we.
but I
Cause,
rent, so it's like I'm not gonna. It's like I can get one of those ones that just is like a toilet seat bidet.
yeah, that's all I want to get. I don't. I'm
Yeah,
not trying to
so
get
I think
it.
I'm gonna look into one of those.
I don't want to get a whole new system. You gotta there's the ones that just tap into like the normal water, and then there's also ones that you connect to the warm water, and
See, I mean, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get some
so
more
you
water
can
over that.
control the temperature. Because why wouldn't you want warm water? I mean, that's one good thing about here is like once like the summer hits, like to get cold water, it takes a while.
Oh, it's the complete opposite for me. It
Yeah, so
takes a minute to get hot water here.
yeah, so like right now, like you turn on the cold faucet and it's kind of cold, and then it gets really cold. Um, but yeah, like probably in the next couple weeks, like it's gonna take a while to get cold water. So you use a lot of ice, which will be totally fine if I get a bidet and I can just
Hmm.
set up to the cold water. The only problem is like in wintertime it'll be cold, but it's like whatever. It'll wake you up a little bit. Zing,
I think I'm gonna try and come out there in August to watch the Giants and D-backs.
When are they?
August, I'll look for the date, but I think it's a later part of August. They
Okay.
play in June, but it's on my birthday, and it's around the time that baby G is going to be born.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then I'll be camping theoretically.
Yeah. How's that? It's going down, huh?
It should be. I haven't reserved my spot yet because I'm a terrible human being and I procrastinate. But it's the goal. If not, I'm gonna do something.
There you go.
So we'll see.
Yeah, one of these years I'm gonna get back out there for your camping trip. It's been a while
One
since we've
day.
been able to make it.
One more day, another destiny.
But yeah, man, if you come out here, we can do some axe throwing. There's one right by the.
Yeah.
You drink beer and throw axes.
I want to eat at that burger place.
We can definitely go there. It's not too far,
I
but
want I
it's real
want a
good.
macaroni mac and cheese stuffed burger. That sounds.
That's one of the great. Like, I'll send you the picture. Like one of the best things is like, cause Danielle she'll like bookmark random things on Yelp, like
Uh-huh.
random restaurants that either show up on Instagram or we'll be watching like the Food Network and be like diners, drive-ins, and dives. And so she'll bookmark these places. So pretty much anywhere we travel, she can just pull up Yelp and be like, "What's some place I've tried?" And like generally find something in an area that we're at because she's liked so many different things.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, she has like 200 things bookmarked here in Arizona, and we've been to like 5 different places. So there's still a lot for us to try,
Are you
and
gonna try these things before baby G comes?
probably not. We're
Hmm.
terrible at it. Like we tried the pizza place yesterday, which was that's a start, but that's
I
like a
mean,
new thing that she added to Yelp. So like for every one place we try, she adds like 5 or 6 different places. So
I mean, there you go. Um, Before we get out of here today, folks, I'm unsure if there will be an episode next time because I'm going on a road trip with the wife for our anniversary, which
oh,
falls
nice.
onto our recording. I didn't tell you that. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're driving up to Seattle. Um,
I did see you were gonna do a trip to Seattle or to
yeah,
Washington.
so we're gonna take a little nice little drive up the coast. So
There you go.
uh, we'll work on putting something out, but I don't know if it'll be a traditional episode per se. So
Per se, we'll figure it out.
yeah.
That's what we
Uh,
do.
I hope everyone has a fantastic day. I
I
hope
hope
you're
so
having a
too.
fantastic day. If you're not having a fantastic day, I hope it gets better for you.
Yeah, and if not, I've got a pocket full of sunshine.
I got a pocket full of sunshine. Don't forget to be kind to one another, everybody. Yeah, we did the thing. I
We
always
did.
enjoy doing the thing.
It was a great thing we did.
Yeah, you're a great thing we did. Wait, what? Is that a sex
Mm,
joke? I
it
don't
might
know.
be.
But yeah. Don't forget to be kind to everybody.
Bye, y'all.
I said good day.